So let's see if I'm actually live on YouTube. I haven't went live in so long, so I don't know. I'm having issues with editing software on my computer. That's why I haven't been posting videos. And I got a new GoPro 10, and for some reason my computers don't want to edit the amount of pixels in the video. So I can't be ice fishing now because I had surgery to fix my torn labrum. I don't even know if I can have chat, but I'm cooking this orange-spotted sunfish, which is this big. It is pretty small. And I caught this a long time ago. I just never did the catch and cook. Maybe I will clip this video with me actually catching it to do it. I caught it on a wax worm on an ice fishing jig. You can see it's not very big. So what I'm going to use to cook it is some butter, some salt, and some pepper in a frying pan. Did someone chat? Heck yeah, hi sunfish for fish. So here's my frying pan, and here's the fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some butter in the frying pan. And I have a spatula. This shouldn't take very long. I have another catch and cook I'm going to do too, which might be more cringeworthy than this. I'll do it though. That stuff is frozen in the oven. So, yeah, it's bait. These don't get very big. I only think they get like 4 inches long, but I'm trying to cook as many freshwater fish species as possible. So I'm melting the butter, and then once I melt the butter, I will put the fish in there. So I had surgery on my leg because I had a torn labrum, so I'm out of commission ice fishing for a while, and I haven't been uploading videos because of computer editing issues. But I have been catching some fish, although they're mostly little walleyes. So I'll do a live stream sometime soon, maybe this next weekend, where I do my other catch and cook I'm going to do, which maybe more cringeworthy than this one. I found a good recipe for that one, which I'll have to post to the link to my YouTube page. Maybe I should just go live. You've been catching skunks. I've actually got skunk quite a few times too. Granted, I've been trying to catch as many proud anglers as possible in South Dakota, and I'm trying areas where I think I'm more likely to catch like a mid or upper 20s walleye than areas where I'd have action. So I think when I've tried areas where I've had action, I've caught some like 12-inch walleyes, but I haven't caught any big walleyes. I know on Bitter Lake where everyone's ice fishing, I went there like 3 or 4 times, and they say they've been catching walleyes there, and I've caught walleyes, but they're all like 10, 12 inchers. So, and to be honest, I haven't gotten any good perch bite this whole winter. I've probably only caught like 20 perch to the ice. But I think I've just been missing when the bite's been hot. I might not get out ice fishing again this winter, though, just because I'm really not supposed to put any weight on my left leg for like a month. And I had surgery on it last week. You messed up the fish in your pond yesterday. That sucks. So here the butter is sizzling and melted. So I am going to put the fish in there. And then I'm going to sprinkle some salt and some pepper on the fish. And here's what the fish looks like. It looks so good. And it's slowly cooking. And I suppose you can flip this real fast because there isn't much to it. It's not like frying a 10-inch trout in butter. Actually, I don't think I've done a brook trout catch and cook. Maybe next time I catch brook trout, I'll do it. I'll fry some up in butter. So here we already flipped it. It almost looks like the side of it's done already. This would be a really short catch and cook. This would be this. I don't know why I am doing this catch and cook. This will be probably a short stream unless people show up, but. This does not take very long to cook. It's already getting crispy. See? I flipped it again. It's already crispy. Actually, oh, that sucks. If you cook brook trout like this and fry like a 8 or 10 inch brook trout in butter, it's really good. I'm in Watertown, South Dakota, Dave. I'm out of commission ice fishing, though, because I had surgery on a torn labrum in my leg. So I'm on crutches for like a month. I think my food is done. So here's what my orange spotted sunfish looks like. It looks like eating a sardine or a minnow or something. It's probably, I might as well just live trap some fathead minnows and do a fathead minnow catch and cook. How'd I tear my labrum? I don't know how I tore it. It's just, I think I've just slowly tore it as I got older. I had the same issue in my other leg. I don't have a fun story on how I tore it. So I need to let this cool off for a minute. I definitely don't think I tore it from having too much cheap whiskey, but that's not impossible. Never would I don't know why I'm doing this catch and cook. This is like the worst of the worst. I might as well just eat it like they eat fish in France or Brazil or something and just eat it like this. Hi, fishing 910. This is such a bad catch and cook, and I'm only doing it because I've had video editing issues that I wanted to do this for a long time and I'm bored. Ooh, that tail tastes pretty crispy. To be honest, it doesn't taste that bad. It's a little strong flavor. Granted, this lives in a mud hole. These are little fish that like live in the prairie potholes. They only get to like 4 inches long. They're really pretty though. It tastes like if you'd fry a little bluegill in butter. It actually tastes kind of good. There's just not much meat to it. The bone kind of disintegrated from frying it though. Should I eat this part of it too? You need about 30 of them for a meal? Yeah, definitely. The only reason I ate it is because I'm trying to see how many different species of freshwater. There's Coke in this mug. I'm trying to see how many different species of freshwater fish I can catch and cook. The skull kind of tastes weird drinking it, taking it down. Definitely not the worst. That was a really short catch and cook. Even live streaming, it only took me 9 minutes. It's pretty bad. Maybe I just need to set some minnow traps and just cook up what I catch in the minnow traps to do some more. A lot of people actually trap minnows from the potholes because fathead minnow grow really well in them, and they sell them to places. I should actually add up how many different species of fish I've cooked. I think it's in the 20s. Still, common carp is the worst fish that I've done a catch and cook on. So I caught that sunfish on an ice fishing jig and wax worm over the side of my boat. So I probably really shouldn't be posting this video that I'm eating this stuff, but I don't really care. Who has a dry January, Dave? Definitely not me. Dave, I have even a more. Don't say that, Dave. It'd be nice if I could find a girlfriend to take care of me. That's been difficult, though. You know, you don't meet very many girls when you're fishing in a lake in the middle of nowhere by yourself. That is the lesson I've learned. So, because I've been extremely single. So, my sister was here to help me for a few days, but she went back home. I had the surgery on my leg on the January 30th, so a week ago tomorrow. I was thinking I should put some roofing nails to the bottom of my crutches so I could go out on the ice, but I really don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I haven't posted in a while. For some reason, I got a GoPro 10, and my computers are not expensive enough computers to edit the amount of pixels on the video. So I was having issues editing video, so I haven't posted. That's why I haven't posted in a while. And I've been pretty busy, so like I've either been going to things for work where I travel a ways throughout the state of South Dakota, or I leave work at like 4 and ice fish till like 7, and I get home from ice fishing at like 8. So I really haven't been posting. Maybe I should buy a newer, better computer so I can post videos more often. To be honest, since I moved to South Dakota, I've been fishing a lot, but not editing a bunch of videos. I had a bunch of video footage that I didn't even post because it wasn't very good footage. And pretty much all it was me catching a bunch of 12-inch walleyes and an occasional big one. To be honest, a lot of the video where I catch walleyes is not very good lighting either, because the walleyes have been on a feed window that's really short. Like they bite like probably right at sunset till dark, and then they stop biting. It's been a really weird bite. Yeah, South Dakota has good fishing and hunting opportunities. It's been fun. I'm not very good at shooting pheasants, but have seen quite a few. So that's good. Right now, I really can't do a whole lot because I'm supposed to be recovering At least I can telework and do most of my work right now, so that's the good part. Dave, I don't know how long I'm going to be in South Dakota. I like my job. If certain job opportunities open, I'll be willing to take them, but I'm fine staying at my job for a while. This is the first, I don't think I've done a live stream in over a year. To be honest, I was actually thinking about just occasionally going live while I'm fishing and chit-chatting. And I don't even know how many people would show up, but then at least post a video. Granted, a bunch of the time they wouldn't catch anything. If I was on like Waubay or Bitter or the town lakes right by Watertown, I get good service though. So I could definitely go live while fishing. I wish there was some more muskies around here. I tried fishing some of the lakes in South Dakota that had muskies for a while, and the only thing I caught were some northerns. And then dragging baits around, I caught some little walleyes and white bass and stuff. For some reason, I've been catching a lot of little walleyes, though, and a few big ones. The biggest one I caught so far since I moved to South Dakota was 26 3/4, which I'm mad because a Proud Angler's 27, and that one might have made 27 if I had my scale on me, but I didn't have my scale on me. That was a really fat fish. We caught a bunch low to mid-20s fish, though. To be honest, I don't know if the ice fishing got better this last week, but lately I've had the best luck just using very unaggressive. Like I've caught the most walleyes just fishing with like a 16th or 32nd ounce jig with a minnow or a split shot and minnow right off bottom. But the only issue is with it for it, they'll catch one nice fish on it, and then they'll catch 20 tiny fish on it. Some days I've caught some walleyes through the ice on jigging spoons or ripping wraps or jigging rats, but a lot of the time they haven't been very interested in them. So you guys just live and learn. I just need to keep trying spots. I'm sure in 2 or 3 months I'll be catching a bunch of walleyes come ice out and northerns. Maybe I just need to splurge and buy myself a better laptop, and so I can edit my GoPro video. I would actually like to buy a Garmin Live Scope. I don't necessarily know if you need it. I've been ice fishing with. I have a Helix 7, but when I went ice fishing, I've just used my Vexilar FL8 that I have because I like the Vexilar FL8 because it's simple and super easy to use. I also have an AquaView Micro Scout I've been taking out a bunch, and the only thing it's good for is identifying if the fish you're marking are little perch or not. But it is pretty entertaining watching pike come into your bait and eat your bait. I don't know. The electronics definitely help you fish. Like, if you know where fish are at, you can catch fish just dropping down the split shot and minnow to bottom. But The live scope definitely helps. Any of the electronics help if it's a reaction bite. I guess that's my own opinion. Like, I think the Vexlar helps me a lot catching fish because you can see how they react to the bait. Yeah. The Aquaview is nice for scouting. You can see if there's weeds down there. You can see what bottom looks like. And sometimes if you're marking fish, like I said, like sometimes you'll mark a bunch of fish and they're just 4-inch perch, and then you know why they aren't biting. For some reason, little perch are really seem to be really interested in reaction baits too. So if you drop down, like if you drill a hole and you drop down a ripping wrap or something real aggressive, sometimes fish will come into it, but they'll just be little perch that won't even eat it. You obviously have to be in clear lakes to use it, though. I noticed even jigging on some of the lakes in open water, if you use your Helix or your Aquaview, or if you had Panoptics, you can see how fish are reacting to your bait. And sometimes walleyes or perch will chase your bait even in the summertime up 3, 5, 10 feet off a bottom. Like you wouldn't catch some of the fish if you were just dropping a split shot and minnow on bottom. I need a big, better Helix 7 mount for my thing. I was using a lot in the boat, but less so in the ice. I think the Vexlar works good. I don't know. I haven't tried any of them, Dave. Maybe I should go out to them. Try some good stuff. I have not been going out much. That's probably part of my problem why I don't meet anyone. Granted, I shouldn't be going out now. Only in moderation. You got to keep it between the navigational buoys, Dave. Right now, I live in an apartment like probably 6 blocks from downtown. I've only went downtown once. I usually don't drink when I go out fishing, though, because I don't like drinking. I'm very hesitant about that. Thanks for stopping by Fishing 910. I will not be on that much longer. I'll tell you that much. I didn't even know I'd be live streaming this long. I probably should be working, but I worked enough today. I need to give a work presentation on Zoom on Wednesday, which you were working on wrapping up the presentation for. No, it's nothing you said. I just didn't intend. I just did this as a live stream so I'd post something because I haven't posted in a while. There's been nothing with what people have said. I think half the time when you do a live stream, no one shows up for like 5 minutes because it takes a long time for people to do notifications. Also, I am not a scheduler, so if I go live, it's completely random. It's nothing I schedule. Because until I started working in extension, literally, I never even keep an agenda of what I need to do. Now I need to keep an agenda of now I need to keep a planner of what I need to do. But before then, I never needed to keep a planner of what I needed to do. Like literally, I just have the occasional doctor's appointment, and obviously, I plan a hunting or fishing trip. It's way out, and I'll add that. But all about them YouTube checks, I don't know. My YouTube channel definitely wouldn't pass any checks. I don't know. I guess this one didn't have any blood in it. The fish is already cleaned. All I did was gut the fish anyways. It wasn't like I filleted it. There's no point in filleting like a 2-inch fish. I should ask the taxidermist to mount the next orange spotted sunfish I catch. That would be hilarious. So here's a funny story for you, Dave. So last summer I was fishing and I caught a like 15.5-inch yellow brown bullhead. And I don't know why, but I want to get a bullhead or a really big flathead mounted because they're ugly as can be. So I put the bullhead in my freezer. I just kept it and wrapped it up and put it in my freezer. And then I started calling around the taxidermists, and none of the taxidermists wanted to do an actual mount with the bullhead. So then they're going to do a replica with a 15.5-inch bullhead that I caught. Because they don't want to mount the bullhead because their skin's too greasy. So I can't wait to get it back from the taxidermist and put it in my office at work. Because it's going to look really good when I do Zoom meetings and they see the bullhead in the background. Yeah, it's going to look hilarious. It's probably going to be one of the worst looking mounted fish you've seen, but got to give respect to the rough fish. It would be awesome if you catch like a 50-pound flathead and just get it mounted going into your house with the head looking out at you. Granted, your wives wouldn't like it, but it would look funny. Catching like a 30 or 50-pound flathead is really hard, though. I'm the biggest flathead I've caught in my life is like 15 pounds. And I think the closest place flatheads live to here is like probably 150 miles away or 100. They might live in Sioux. They might live up to Sioux. They probably do live up to Sioux Falls in this big Sioux River. And I don't know how far they live up the Minnesota River. I'm a goof, though. It's all good. Who would eat all these random species of fish even? I was mad when I was in Nebraska I couldn't catch a blue catfish because I wanted to do a blue catfish catch and cook. I don't know. Some areas are different than others with catching big cats. I know flathead catfish, like the best baits for flathead catfish is like bullheads or green sunfish or suckers or goldfish. They like live bait. So like the ones I was catching in Nebraska that were good size, there it's legal to use panfish as bait as long as you don't have over your possession limit of panfish. So I would go to this little creek by where I lived where you catch a bunch of green sunfish and hybrid sunfish, and then I'd use them as bait, and then that's what I catch the flatheads on. In the lower Wisconsin River, we catch some flatheads. To be honest, we catch more fiddler cats than anything because they're the ones that bite just fathead minnows or worms. There are so many soft-shell turtles there that if you fish with cut bait, you catch 10 turtles for every catfish, though. Yeah, I should do a muskrat clean and cook or something. I've eaten muskrat before. I haven't trapped in a long time, though. Our land in the Wisconsin River, to be honest, has a beaver issue, not a muskrat issue. So there's an occasional muskrat, but there's a ton of beavers. So I would be down to do, if I kill a beaver or muskrat, though, I'm gonna do a catch and cook of it. It'll add it to my coyote catch and cook. I don't know. Actually, what did I do? I did some pretty nasty. Didn't I do a mule deer oyster catch and cook? So the coyote, the wily coyote, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought. It definitely had a strong flavor to it, but it wasn't the worst. The porcupine was just as bad. I need to find some spot West River where there's prairie dogs, because I'll do a prairie dog catch and cook too, or shoot and cook. I need to find a reason. I haven't been driving west to where there's prairie dogs, but I'd be down to do one. Did I put minnows on a pizza? No, I made a fish pizza. To be honest, I made one fish pizza where I put the carp sausage and pickled fish on it, and it was really bad. But I made another fish pizza where I put like lake trout and sauger on it, and it tasted really good, actually. So it's really just what I put on it. I actually have a whole bunch of minnows I could put on a minnow pizza. I do not think I'd want to make that. I definitely could make it. Hey, Ben. You missed out on the part where I cooked the orange spotted sunfish. Now this has gotten to complete nonsense. I had surgery for a torn labrum, so I'm out of commission ice fishing, which sucks, Ben. It's been really hard going like 8 days without ice fishing. So I'm doing okay, though. I'm getting around pretty well. It was literally like frying up the 4-inch perch that I caught last Friday. Ice fishing withdrawal sucks. Ice fishing has been real tough this year. I'm optimistic that it's going to get cold here and there'll still be safe ice in March, but that's pretty optimistic. It looks like it's going to be warm like for 5 or 6 more days, and then it's going to get cold. 47-inch muskie on a tip-up would be awesome. I caught a 24.5-inch walleye on a tip-up with a sucker minnow this year. I went up to Bitter last 2 weekends ago, and I was going bigger going home, so I bought sucker minnows, and I was fishing with like 4-inch sucker minnows on tip downs, and I literally was catching like 10 or 11-inch walleyes on 3 or 4-inch sucker minnows. I'm sure I would have caught a whole bunch more walleyes if I was actually fishing with fatheads, because in my shack I was dropping down just a ice fishing jig with a fathead, and that was getting bit way more than anything else. But I was really trying to I want to catch a proud angler walleye, which is 27 or bigger, and I've been having a really hard time catching the walleye 27 inches or longer. Granted, other than below the De Pere Dam or in Green Bay, 27-inch walleyes are hard to catch. The only thing I've caught like 4 or 5 walleyes longer than in my life. I don't know. I think little walleyes are just hungry and they eat anything. If walleyes are hungry, they'll eat anything. It's just they're not frequently not very hungry. On the one lake I was fishing, I had like a 26-inch walleye follow like an 8-inch walleye up to the side of the boat and try to eat it. And on that lake, there's a bunch of northern in that lake, and I was casting a 6-inch jake for muskie fishing, and there was like a 26-inch walleye that followed up the 6-inch jake to the side of my boat. Cannibal walleye, yeah, walleyes are cannibal. When I worked at a fish hatchery, they were actually eating themselves because they put walleye fry into some hatchery ponds, and there would be some of the ponds would have like a few really big walleyes that would be eating the smaller walleyes, and they have some little smaller walleyes, so they would definitely eat themselves. They're ruthless. Like northerns or muskies or walleyes or probably bass to eat themselves if they're hungry enough. Like, I think a lot of the potholes out here are cannibal walleyes because some of the potholes will have a whole bunch of little walleyes and there'll be only a couple really big walleyes. And they just eat themselves. I got an 8-point buck. The antlers for it are in my garage. I actually need to boil the antlers. And I shot a cow elk. So I have plenty of meat. I should not laugh at this Snapchat, but I was watching this webinar today, which is just like these organic farmers with compost. And they were asking about using dog poop in their compost and human manure in their compost. And I thought it was funny. Yeah, it was interesting. To be honest, some stuff from them is good ideas, some stuff from them is bad ideas. So just have an open mind to it. So yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get out ice fishing next or regular fishing next. Probably gonna end up taking out that little aluminum John boat first. Or I suppose the doctors don't want me to lift it in the back of my truck for a while though. That one lake where it's catching all the little walleyes, like the boat landings are like a foot deep. So that's why I was always taking out my John boat on it. It's only like 10 minutes from where I live. That's where I caught the 14.5-inch perch. Granted, when I ice fished there, I didn't catch many perch. Or the perch you were catching were like 8-inchers. I have not found the hot pounder perch lake. When I went out on Bay, I caught I should have went out on Bay after first ice because when I went out there when it first was froze over, I caught some perch that were big, like 11, 12-inchers, but I didn't catch very many of them. And that's where my aquaview actually helped because I saw fish coming in and the walleyes would come in and would hit my glow shot spoon or Slender spoon or whatever spoon I was jigging with, but the perch would come in and want nothing to do with the jigging spoon. But then when I dropped down a jig with spikes on it, the perch would hit the jig with spikes on it. So that was an instance where having the aquaview helped because I knew the perch didn't want anything to do with the more aggressive ice fishing baits, but the walleyes did. But then the perch would hit the finesse baits. Although the water's been really clear this fall, which has helped use that kind of stuff. So what the fuck? That Twitter X notification I came up with messed up. Hey, well, I think I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna do another stream of an even worse catch and cook. Maybe I should schedule it for like 7 or 8 p.m. on Friday night because it's going to be pretty cringeworthy. I saw this recipe which I have to made, and I froze what. Although I struggled to catch perch, I froze what part of the perch is needed to make the recipe. It might end up with a lot of splattering eggs, which is not a good thing. But I saw some recipe posted to Facebook, and I was like, I need to do this catch and cook. So I told you what I'm going to devour next: perch eggs. To be honest, here, like I think I've only caught like 4 species of fish this year because the only species of fish I've caught through the ice has been yellow perch, bluegill, and northern pike and walleye. And I've already done. I know I did a northern pike. Did I do a northern pike catch and cook recipe? I know I did a northern pike egg recipe, and I made some more northern pike caviar this year. Definitely done plenty of bluegills. Definitely done plenty of bluegill catch and cooks and perch catch and cooks. So those are the best tasting fish there is, and walleye. So that's not unusual. The orange spotted sunfish probably is the one fish that I catch here that you wouldn't catch in Wisconsin. Actually, I might have some coho salmon in my freezer that I could do a catch and cook on. And I don't think I've done a coho salmon catch and cook. I've only done lake trout and brown trout and rainbow trout catch and cooks. I actually don't think I've done a specific brook trout catch and cook, which I really need to do because I always catch them. Actually, I don't always catch them. There's not trout here, but yeah. Oh, yeah. Just go to the start, man. And it is awful. It's literally like me frying a minnow this big. You will laugh. It's so bad. Oh, it sounds good. Talk to you later. Tinder hasn't been working very well for me, Dave. That's the problem. I don't know. Or I'm just not meeting the girls that find me attractive. So, okay, I'll talk to y'all later.